The purpose of making this video is to introduce the new BCR model. It's named Premium. And like all BCR systems, it's a cell therapy system, a cell metabolic therapy system. So before going into its functioning, we have to have a brief understanding of what cell metabolism is. What is cell metabolism? Cell metabolism is the process of our cells taking in food nutrients from our blood and converting them into energy. And this process of cell metabolism is necessary for maintaining life. Disorders to cell metabolism are the causes of all ailments. And these will be manifested in the form of symptoms such as pain, or swelling, or ailments, etc. You can see that there's a lot of activities happening at the cellular level for to support cell metabolism. And these activities require energy, and this energy is available in the body. However, when disruptions happen, it affects cell metabolism, and to be either hypo or hyper, or when everything is balanced, to be normal. The states of cellular metabolism can be classified for this purpose into three parts. One is hypometabolic condition, where there's too little energy and activity. This is found in chronic conditions, degenerative conditions, and when there's too little energy, the normal treatments example of a normal treatment is to apply heat to stimulate the metabolism. And on the other side, you have hypermetabolic conditions where too much energy and activity, and this is found in acute conditions, inflammation and swelling. And the regular treatment there are many treatments, but an example is ice or cold treatments to cool down metabolism. In the middle of this, where you have a normal metabolism, this is where the body regains its ability to heal and repair the tissue. Now, the heat and ice here are just given as examples, but doctors and practitioners have a series of treatments actually to bring metabolic condition to normal. In the 1940s, a German scientist, Dr. Reinhard Wohl, was very interested in studying the state of electricity in human body. He found out that despite the body being made largely by fluids, some parts of the body are not conductive and some parts are highly conductive. And he found the existence of an energetic system where the conductivity was the highest. And this finding correlated well with the meridians in TCM. He was also interested in diagnosing disease states from electrical resistance. His research found out that disease changes, electrical resistance causes changes, and by reading the resistance, it was possible to identify the disease. So this part of his finding is included in BCR systems. He also found out that the electrical resistance in the body was between 0 to 800 kilo ohm, where 95 kilo ohm was the balanced energy point. He then developed a measurement system in a scale of 0 to 100 to represent 0 to 800 kilo ohm, where 50 represented the balanced energy point of 95 kilo ohms. And this is also adapted into BCR systems. So his finding was that the resistance in the body, the lowest is 0 kilo ohm, and the highest is 800 kilo ohm, and optimum level is 95 kilo ohm. So now if you look at these two, 0 kilo ohm, closer to 0 kilo ohm is degenerative state, where it's hypometabolic condition, and closest to 100 is inflammation, where it's hypermetabolic condition, In the middle is the green area is normal metabolic condition. Now let's look at this scale here, 0 to 100. Now assuming the resistance is where the orange line is at maybe 5. Now when you see a doctor or a practitioner, the practitioner will have to now address this and move it to 50, where you have balanced energy. So that's where healing takes place. So how do they move it there? There are many treatment methods to do that. And if it is somewhere close to 100, then they have to move it backwards to the 50 area, to the optimum area. There are also different kinds of treatments involved in that. Let's look at the BCR index used in the premium model. We have a scale 0 to 100 representing 0 to 800 kilo ohms, and a mid level of 50 representing 95 kilo ohm, the balanced energy point. Now we have the same example of the orange line in 5. Now when the machine starts the treatment, at first it scans the resistance and it indicates in the form of orange line. When this happens, a triangle will appear. This triangle will have the same color as the box in which the color of the box in which the orange line is. So by looking at this triangle, you can know where your condition is. Now the system, now we have to move the resistance from where it is towards the 50. Now here there is no human intervention. There is no doctor or practitioner deciding what mode of treatment to take. The system itself decides what treatment to take to reach the 50 point. And the same thing, if the resistance is close to 100, then the system decides on what treatment to take. Now let's look at, in the next slide, we look at what are the treatment modalities used by a BCR system to bring the resistance to from where it is to the optimum level. Microcurrent is one of the main treatment used in BCR system. Microcurrent it has very good healing properties. It increases ATP production by 500% or 5 times more than normal. It increases cell regeneration. It increases waste removal, and it's biologically compatible to work at cellular level. It's the electricity that's inherent in the body, same level in microamperes. The microcurrent delivered by BCR system is 10 microamps to 999 microamps in 1 microamp step. Frequencies are used for intercellular communication, with each cell type having an individual frequency. You can see here scars at 30 Hz, nerve pain 396 Hz. And the pulse frequencies of delivered by BCR is 0.1 Hz to 10,000 Hz in 0.1 Hz step. Polarity, by changing electrical potential between positive polarity, negative polarity, and alternating polarities, treatments can be administered. For example, negative polarity has a warming effect, positive polarity has a cooling effect, and alternating polarities are good for lymph drainage and waste removal. BCR also has LED light, which is largely used for pain management. So you can see that there are about 4 different treatment modalities used in BCR to move the resistance to 95 kilo ohms or at the optimum point. And all these 4 are actually controlled by the central processor or the artificial brain in the machine itself. So we don't need to know anything. There's no human intervention is needed. The machine does all by itself. Now let's look at how the machine works. What's the algorithm in the biocybernetic system? First, you have the EDO, where the machine scans, diagnoses ailment, and plans treatments and sets target. Then you have the treatment, and there would be interferences happening. Then it checks if the target has been reached. If it has not been reached, then it goes back to the scan again, and if the target has reached, then it continues the treatment, and this cycle continues throughout the treatment. Let's take a look at the user friendliness of the BCR index. Now, if the resistance at the start of the treatment, the first scan shows the resistance where the orange line is, that will be represented by a triangle having the color of the box in which the orange line is. Now, as you progress on your treatments, after another, the color changes, and you have a target. Your target is to reach make the treat until the triangle has the color of the green in the middle. Okay, this is the target. So this is where if you don't want to look at the graph or the numbers, you just have to focus on the color of the triangle. So what does it mean when your triangle is this color? That means that in the area of application where you apply the electrodes, your resistance is now at 95 kilo ohms. Now, does it mean that the problems are all over or solved? No, it doesn't. What it means is that your resistance, your impedance now is at optimum level. At this level, the body can self-heal. It can self-repair. Now it's necessary to hold it at this level as long as possible and give body the opportunity to self-repair. So that is what this means. It doesn't mean that your problems are solved. It is important to hold the resistance at this level. Okay, there is a word of caution here. Now, while the machine reads the impedance accurately, the impedance in the body can change for many reasons. So don't be surprised if you are treating towards the green and suddenly you see the orange line moving backwards. But this is possible, like measuring blood pressure. So this is not a new system. We have been using BCR since 2002. It's almost 17 years, and there is so much of research behind it. And we know that the system, we have been interpreting these readings using numbers, and we know that about the largest number, like about 90% of the time, it falls right. But there are occasions when you see it going wrong, so please don't be alarmed. This is the actual screen of BCR Premium model. This is the treatment screen. Just to enlarge the part of the BCR index, the orange line indicates the resistance at the start of the treatment. The line will not move after this because it only shows the start, and the triangle will have the color of the box in which the orange line is. And the triangle color and the orange line will not change after this. And you have an additional blue line, and this blue line indicates the resistance during the treatment, and this keeps moving. And it's interesting to look at the blue line because by observing it, you can have an idea what the machine is trying to do. Now, disorders to cell metabolism is the cause of all ailments. Now here we are going to look at the applications of BCR, and we understand that BCR is a cell metabolic therapy system that works at the cellular level. So what we are doing is we are correcting problems at the cellular level. So you have all these ailments here. All these ailments have cell metabolic disorders as a cause. So correcting cell metabolism has a way of improving all conditions, most conditions, medical conditions. Now, I just said earlier that we have been producing BCR systems since 2002. It has been made in Germany throughout, although it's fully made in Germany till today. And this is the Clinic Master MSG1200, which was made in 2002. Then we had the very successful Clinic Master Professional, which had a longer life cycle. Then we have the Laxamed 1000, 2000 and 3000 were launched at the same time together in 2014. Then we had the Power to Cell, and now we have the Premium model. For further information, please contact bcrtherapy.com. Thank you very much.